Watch Transit TV right now.
Keep watching Transit TV.
Spaces and opportunities that Odegaard had today, if he already had any of them, he probably either would have forced a save out of Leno or would have scored. Saka too, I don't know what's wrong with Saka as well. Lately, he has gone more into assists than trying to score goals. Saka needs to start. We always expect him, top beans, or sometimes he drags to the first post. So Saka needs to be a little bit more confident. So Arsenal needs to blame themselves today. They didn't take responsibility in this game, and Transit TV, welcome back again to the studios. Fulham 1, Arsenal 1. If you are an objective Arsenal fan, you always knew, regardless of the form that Arsenal have been, that this one is going to be tricky and is going to be one of those games Arsenal need to find, need to go one more gear to be able to win. Fulham has been one of those teams that have been a pain in the ass for Arsenal, and they continue to do so. Remember last season they took 5 points from Arsenal, possible 7. Arsenal only managed a draw with them, and yes, it was all going to be tricky. And again, coming from the back of the last 5 games for Fulham, they have won 3, drawn 1, and lost just 1. So it's been a team in form, 6 on the table. And if they had won today, I think they would have, gone above Manchester City, I think, on the table. So that tells you the kind of form they have been in. And they have a very, very studious coach in Raúl Silva. So it was all going to be an interesting one. And that it turned out to be, taking their lead from a slight mix-up. Then Arsenal again, considering the fact that they were still changing, Gabriel Magalhaes was still missing at the back. And again, Calafiori missing. And having to play Partey at the right back and Timber on the left back, you always felt that it's going to be a little bit tricky for Arsenal at the back, which is a situation I think they managed well, except the opportunity that the goal came from, So yeah, it was Fulham did well, and so let's look at the 5 things we learned from this one. First of all, Fulham, a different Fulham. This team, having watched them the past few weeks, have been playing football. Raúl Silva has been loyal to his philosophy, and he's the coach that has grown in EPL as well. Remember, he was sacked a few times in the league, and coming to Fulham, he has believed in his process and built this player, signing a few players from Arsenal as well. Ben Leno is there, Alex Iwobi is there, Smith Rowe is there, and Lewis Nelson came as well on loan. So it was only going to be tricky for the Arsenal players, and you always feel that these players will have a say in the way Fulham prepares for this game. But what did we see today? Fulham surrendered possession, played low blocks, and tried to hit Arsenal on the counter. And one of the opportunities that they had in first half, they took their goal. And Raúl Jimenez, a striker that has not really scored goals in his career in EPL as you expect him to, took that chance very well. And the ball was in the back of the net. And the next, so Fulham set up to defend, but not really very deep. They surrendered possession and tried to hit Arsenal on the counter, and this worked. It worked. I mean, yeah, they considered one goal, considered another goal that was chopped off because of VA offside, but it worked. It worked, and maybe they have shown teams how to play against Arsenal, because they have players that are technically gifted as well, but they surrendered order today. Raúl Silva went another direction and went into his weapon and dug out a different way to play today, and that was very, very effective. And Arsenal didn't really have a maybe they didn't expect it, or they just didn't have what it took to break Fulham down today. That's why they didn't really create anything. Yeah, there were a few chances that fell their way, but they were not able to like carve Fulham open today and create chances. So yeah, it was an effective way. Fulham, I mean, a draw against Arsenal anytime, any day is a good result for Fulham. And kudos to them and their coach. The players worked hard. They understood what the coach, what their assignments were on the pitch, and they stood to it. And they were very, very athletic as well, fit. Those toward the end of the game, they started to tire out, but they did a good game, and we are very, very efficient to their game plan. And second thing was Arsenal have to blame themselves in this one. There were a few times, or so many times, the Saka on one side, Trossard on the other side went past their man. But I think today in the final third, Arsenal rushed their decisions. They rushed their decisions, and the intensity was really, really fast, and I feel that favored Fulham, because Fulham was ready for it. You know, at some point in games like this, you take a breath, take a sting out of the game, and go a different way. But what did Arsenal do? They kept going and going. In other days, yeah, you can say, yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. But sometimes you need to go a different route. Trossard rushed a few decisions. Saka as well. There were times that I expected Saka to try to take responsibility and take a shot, but he rushed and tried to do those second post drop-ins, and none of them was effective. So there were so many chances that went begging. Not clear-cut chances, but one that you expected Arsenal to create something from, but they rushed a lot of their decisions, and the chances or the game went begging, eventually not winning this game today. Yeah, so if there is anything to take, wanting to take from this game, is that Arsenal need to learn to be patient. And they have shown that in the past, but today somehow, I don't know if maybe the banter between the players, the former Arsenal players, and because it's London derby, I don't know, whatever it is, but Arsenal kind of rushed this game today and it affected them. The third thing is, Fulham seem to have shown EPL how to defend set piece. Let's talk about Arsenal set piece. Yes, they scored today. They had a lot of them, but they managed to score one. You can say Fulham's tactics did not work, but it worked to a large extent until that time that Arsenal scored. So there's been a lot of questions during the week. How do you stop Arsenal from these corner kicks? And I think, notwithstanding that some personnel were not on the pitch, players like Merino, Gabriel Magalhaes were not there. So the obvious target was William Saliba, who eventually scored, but not from a direct header. But yeah, so Fulham sent Traore to be a hindrance to Saliba, and I think he did that. That's only one thing, just one job that he did today. Though eventually he lost Saliba when Saliba scored, but throughout the first half, Saliba couldn't even have a sight on the corner kicks. The deliveries were still the same, but Arsenal couldn't manage to score from them. So yeah, that might be a kind of idea for teams to consider on how to, defend Arsenal corner kicks. But again, on the other side, on the flip side, Arsenal eventually scored. So there is still this question. And on top of that, Arsenal now, I know they have scored so many goals this season already, but they need to score more goals from open play. They need to create more chances. And they didn't manage to do that today. A lot of the pressure on Fulham today came from when Arsenal had corner kick and set pieces. And one of the things, as much as you have to praise Odegaard for him, is the one that takes this team together. But I think Odegaard needs to take more responsibilities and take chances. He doesn't take shots on goal. Waneri, probably this is where he's better than Odegaard. I'm sure the spaces and opportunities that Odegaard had today, if Waneri had any of them, he probably either would have forced a save out of Leno or would have scored. Saka too, I don't know what's wrong with Saka as well. Lately, he has gone more into assists than trying to score goals. Saka needs to start. We always expect him, top beans, or sometimes he drags to the first post. So Saka needs to be a little bit more confident. So Arsenal needs to blame themselves today. They didn't take responsibility in this game, and they paid for it. The fourth thing, funny enough, I know I've mentioned Adama Traore, but how does somebody? I need to know how much that guy is paid. How does that guy get paid to play football? He can't. He should be playing rugby, and that's the only thing he did today. Stop Saliba from Northern corner kicks. But in terms of playing this game, I don't see what that guy offers on the pitch. I don't see at all. I think I don't know, man. If somebody knows, I need to know how much that guy is paid. Adama Traore, man. I didn't see him affect this game in any way. When you see him on the pitch and with Thomas Partey playing at the right back, you think that Kanta will be he'll be a weapon for Fulham. But I mean, he played on the right side and eventually came to the left and still couldn't. He didn't have one run on any player today. Couldn't even put together 1 or 2 passes to build up, and was just anonymous on that pitch. Eventually, just one job that you were given to do, one job. He eventually lost Saliba, and Saliba got the equalizer for Arsenal. See, yeah, Adama Traore. And next thing we learned is Arsenal lack squad depth. They do. The quality coming from bench, I don't think he can win Arsenal this league. They need to sign players. Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, all these players are not good enough. Look at Liverpool, look at Chelsea. Look at, when Chelsea makes substitutions, especially up top, you see the difference. You have Neto, you have Sancho, you have Noni Madeke, you have Nkunku, Palmer, all these players up front. But Arsenal, make their changes. Players like Gabriel Jesus come in, Raheem Sterling comes in. No, they've not shown that quality to help Arsenal when they need it. I don't think Gabriel Jesus is not good enough. He's not. And Arsenal lacks squad depth. They have been riddled with injury this season, we know. But again, the stakes are high. Nobody uses injury anymore as an excuse. So I could see today they miss a lot of first-team players, but that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. Arsenal lacks squad depth. And last on it is, this also brings that question back. Does Arsenal need to sign an out-and-out striker? Today, Kai Havertz was abysmal. He did not help Arsenal today at all. He was just so Arsenal fans out there, let me know what you think. That question is still out there. Does Arsenal need an out-and-out striker? And if so, who do you think Arsenal should go out there and sign? And personally, I feel Kai Havertz, I've praised him a lot on this channel, and he's been doing good, but I still feel that Arsenal needs a striker. I've been saying this now for a little bit. Last season I was arguing against it, but I can see that Arsenal really needs a striker. They need a striker in that team if they really want to achieve anything. Who would that be? I don't know, but I know sometimes coaches are loyal to players that they sign. So the problem now is when they sign a striker, what happens to Kai Havertz? But if you really want to win, you don't look at players, you look at the team. This team is begging for an out-and-out striker. There is no argument about it. I thought I need to say something about this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you again next time. Ciao.